Welcome to Tiny Rails, the fun game with a train. And any second now my train should come wandering past. Wherever my train currently is. Here it comes. This is what my train currently looks like. Excuse me, my voice started to go there. That's what my train currently looks like. Now, where I left it last time, I'm on my way to Russia to pick up Blackwell Senior so I can put him in a prison car and transport him to Australia. However, apparently I've got to build the prison car before I get there. That is the current quest. And along the way, I've got to go to Stockholm. So along the way, I figure... okay. I figure, what the heck, I will drop in at this factory I'm going past, fulfill the resource requirements for the Viking shield car. I will then buy said Viking shield car and collect it. So that is now in my inventory as another car I can use in the future, which I didn't have before. Now hopefully I was going to come out of there and go to Stockholm, but I forgot to set the destination because I'm an idiot. So it's going to take me a little longer to get to Stockholm now, but that's where I need to go next. I also have some cargo for Stockholm, so when I get there I will drop off the cargo, but apparently I'm going through Riga and a couple of other places because, well, I'm an idiot. This should be, I believe, episode 61, and between episode 59 and 60, though you won't notice it from the upload schedule I tend to do this on, there was actually rather a large break in. It was I think about 2 days before I uploaded it, but there was a lot of hours put in, so I earned a lot of money and did a lot of cargo transporting and various other bits and pieces. Between episode 60 and this one, apart from visiting one of my depots to pick up a few bits and pieces for things like the factory I just gave some resources to, or some cargo to, and some other bits and pieces I picked up at my depot when I dropped off what was on my train in the depot, there's not been much time between that one and this one, so I haven't done anything useful or interesting, and I'll just see. I want the knife and I want the sausage. Oh, and the tulip. They're useful to me. The rest of the stuff in this place is not. So I'll go into Tallinn in EE. What's that, Estonia? Clean and maintain the train. It's 3 o'clock in the morning on the June the 7th in year 6, and I'll go see how much money's in my caboose. 100,000. So I'll collect that as well. Yes, so in the last episode I went to the gumball machine, got 4 cars at the gumball machine, only one of which I hadn't seen before. But I've now got a new car at the factory as well, so that's 5 cars that have been added to my collection in the last episode and a bit. And I've only just put 3 new cars on the front of this train. Well, I say only just at the beginning of the last episode. So they're still working their way through the experience to get them upgraded. So they're not going to be replaced anytime soon. So I probably won't visit the gumball machine this episode, just because I have a mass of cars which I haven't used yet. Collect some bits and pieces. Not much. Off we go to Helsinki in good old Finland. Get back to the map. Yes, I'm expecting from Stockholm to be sent somewhere into Russia. It says hopefully, but no matter what, the next place I'm going after Stockholm is St. Petersburg, because I've got 100 and something of this cooking oil cargo. I think it's cooking oil or cooking pot or whatever that actually is on my train in preparation for going to St. Petersburg. So I'm expecting to go via St. Petersburg anyway, but if I don't, well, I'm definitely going there anyway. That's just the way the world is going to work. But in theory, I'm going to Russia to pick up Blackwell so I can transport him to Australia. Right, no matter what it says, that's my next destination, so I'm setting it now just so my train does a 180. Yes, and I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting to be sent via Europe into Russia to get to Australia. So this is, I don't know, let me go to, oh, this resets that. Oceania chapter 1-3. If I click on the next map, okay, it's chapter 2-15 is what is, so looks like I'm spending the first bits of the Oceania quest in Europe and Asia. Well, I started in Ottawa, went to London, then via a minor detour onto Stockholm. Then I'm assuming it's going to send me into Russia to pick up the prisoner, because you kind of have to go to Russia to pick up a guy who's in a Russian prison. And then hopefully it's going to send me on to Australia. Now, I don't know if it's going to give me any stops along the way to Australia that I need to complete. I'm hoping not, because that way, apart from whatever happens in this episode, you won't get to see me on the trip to Australia, because I will do that on my own time, so because that's just a matter of going a long distance, and I might make some of my own detours along the way. So next time, hopefully you'll just see me arrive in Australia. Ah, here we go again with this story. Lance! Nika, do you expect this prisoner transfer to go smoothly? I'm a bit worried. You're an accountant, Lance, of course you're worried. Nika, no one knows we are moving Blackwell. Even he doesn't know. The arrangements were made in secret. Yes, if 2 or more people know something, it's no longer a secret. This reminds me of a movie plot. Anyone else getting that vibe? Not at all. Roger. Excellent. The plans have been approved by my superiors. Any chance your superiors will be able to cover the costs? Oh, spoken like a true accountant there, Lance. That would make this adventure a little too easy, brother. Sorry, Lance, we need to keep this very quiet. It's a matter of international security. I watch a lot of Trek Wars, and they have this cage with a plasma force field. It's amazing. Well, no time for science fiction. We'll need something a little more traditional. Okay. So I'll collect the reward. You're seriously sending me to Osaka, Japan next? Buy keypad cargo from Osaka, Japan. They really are sending me all over the place apart from Australia for this Oceania quest. Alright, just let me clear out all these completed jobs and get some new ones. Right, that's all the jobs filled up again. Alright, I've already set the... No! I forgot to drop the cargo off in Stockholm. Dole. That was silly. So I've got to go to Osaka, which is... Let me zoom out. All the way over there. Yeah, right there. Which wants carrots. I might have a few of those in my depot. So, by the looks of it, I'm going to go through Helsinki, through St. Petersburg. I'm actually going to go through Petro, whatever that is, Petro whatever, because it wants wheat and I've got a bit of that on my train as well. And then I'm going to go down to my depot and probably see what cargo requirements in this general area I can fulfill to help clear out my depot a bit. And hopefully next time you see me after I've done a bit of that, I will be coming into Osaka. I do hate it when it sends me all the way across the map and there's no easy way to get there. I mean, I literally could go down to Africa Westport, back through Europe, and hop a train to Osaka, but it's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen the other, and I can do things along the way in Russia. I've been here, haven't I? Right. I'm off to, should be St. Petersburg, 300 odd miles into the distance. So that's kind of my plan now. Equally, if I look at the Russia West factory, I can pick up some 15 bits of wood out of my depot, so I can get this car built and collected. There's another factory up there which wants copper, iron and steel. That's all that remains of that, which I have a load of that in my depot as well, so I can probably do both of those. If I look at the towns, I was relatively efficient. Okay, that one wants wheat, but I look around here. Okay, well, I want some cows. I have fulfilled most of the cargo requirements in this part of the world, because they took a little while, but they weren't exactly onerous to do. So, yeah, all these towns, well, some of them were slightly onerous to do, like that one. You get 1,000 lemons, which are, well, I was basically having to go back to America to get those. But most of this lot were relatively painless to do. So, apart from that one, microchips is something it's short supply. And Moscow wants a load of wheat. Okay, it looks like I'm going to Moscow after this. Let me set that. Like I say, I'm carrying a bit of wheat on the train, so I could go to Petro, whatever, and drop some wheat off on Moscow. Doesn't really matter which way I go. So, St. Petersburg. I know I can't fulfill all your cargo requirements, but dropping off another 100 and bit of cargo is always nice. I don't want anything from St. Petersburg. Oh, time to clean the train and maintain it. I'm just... Okay, this place I'm coming up to wanted Russian dolls, already done those. That wanted tea, already done that. That wanted carrots. Oh, that one's cooking oil down there as well. Cooking oil I think I get over in this part of... Is it this part of the world? Yeah, over in Russia West to transport to Russia East. But there isn't a lot down here in this Russian area that I haven't done. But there will be some bits and pieces I haven't done which I have cargo for in my depot. So I'll figure out which bits and see what I can do, because if I look at my depot, it now has space for just over 100 bits of cargo in there. I'd like to get that down by another couple of hundred, preferably. I can actually use the aluminium at some point, but I really don't want to pick up any more cargo. So I think when this train gets to Moscow and I've dropped off the wheat, that's where I'll probably end this episode. Shorter than normal it will be, but I really wasn't expecting to be sent to Osaka, because then I'm going to have to go pick this prisoner up somewhere in Russia, I'm guessing. I don't know where in Russia. And I'm sure it will be a long distance to get from Osaka to wherever they're going to send me in Russia, which is going to be equally irritating to send me all the way across the map, then part way back again, then send me back through Japan down to Australia. They're making this a nice convoluted route, which is not making me happy. I would prefer a much more straightforward route, because I want to spend some time in Australia, and I haven't gotten to Australia or Australia West yet. I've been to Australia East a while back, but I'd like to spend more time in Australia. because I lived there for a while. I like Australia. Well, that, and like I said in the last episode, it's got a depot right in the middle of it. So it's a lot easier to service Australia cargo requirements, because I can either go and find stuff around the world, dump it in my depot, then just go to Australia via the boat, get the stuff out the depot, and dump it in whichever station it wants it, or I can just do loops of Australia to pick up the Australian specific cargo. But either way, Australia for the most part should be relatively easy to deal with, but I just like to get there. Ah well, my life is full of challenges and frustrations, and apparently Tiny Rails has decided to add to my challenges and frustrations. And the fact I forgot to drop the knives off in Stockholm, these utility knives, is also a mild irritation, which is of my own making. Yeah, there's nothing I want in here. Okay, so let me set my destination to my depot. And set my train in that general direction. And that, shorter than normal, is where I'm going to end this episode. As always, I hope you enjoyed my frustration, and hopefully I will see you further down the track for more episodes of Tiny Rails in the future. Have a fun day. Cheerio!